Good morning, Michelle Ramon. We woke up today. That was our first blessing of the day. Right, Princess? You woke up today. You woke up being rambunctious like you always are. She's very rambunctious. She's a hyper girl. She's hyper. You gonna talk? Are you gonna talk? Say good morning. Good morning. Yeah. She said good morning in her own little way. So today's discussion will be that you don't necessarily have to have things in common with the person that you are dating. You know, they could be like totally different from you. And the key to that is just loving loving them. Like if you love them for who they are, the compatibility thing will click. But a lot of times people are so incompatible. Like I know there was a lot of times when me and Christian were like night and day compatibility wise, but then we sat down and watched a movie together, and when we both find a movie we like, then we're happy, but sometimes he would put something on and I wouldn't like it, or I would put something on and he wouldn't like it. Like we're like our ADD or whatever, our attention deficit disorder would just kick in, like I'm not watching that, and then you just like fall, and then he would get upset if I would fall asleep. A lot of people do get upset when I fall asleep in the movie because like they don't understand. I have a medical condition that like my oxygen levels aren't as high as theirs, but I'm not going to die or anything. It's just I will doze off. I doze off. Like one time, just the other day, I was dozing off in the training, like, and I caught myself. I was like, oh shoot, I was like totally dozed off. So yeah, but as far as like, if you really love the person and you want to make it work, it could work no matter what. I mean, we don't know why God puts people in our path. We really don't. It could be a lesson. It could be a blessing. It could be that they learned something from you or you learned something from them, and God puts a lot of different types of people in my life, and whether I minister to them or not, I still have to stay true to what I'm doing, because how can I tell them, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, and then I do it. But along the road of stress and stuff, you do tend to steer away from God. When you're stressed out, you might just say, you know what, I'm going to go to a nightclub and I'm going to drink like 10 beers or whatever. Not 10. I don't think you would throw up after that. I threw up after 9 beers when I was a kid. So, but like you could be totally opposites and get along really fine, you know. And you could both be narcissists, or you could both not be, one could be a narcissist and one could not be a narcissist. But if you grew up around narcissist people, then you're going to be compatible because that's what you're used to. So a lot of people won't realize that could be a compatibility click right there, is if you're used to it. If you're used to going out with certain types of men, then you can handle them. Like, say for example, if you go out with somebody who's, cussing you out, but not in a bad way, it's like comedy, like, oh, F you, B, or, and it is disrespectful, but like, you don't take it like that. And then you cuss them back out, or they body slam you and you're like body slamming them back, or but as long as it's not in a harmful way, like you don't just walk up to somebody and punch them in the face, because it's not like you're both play fighting. If you're both play fighting, that's different. You could wrestle and stuff, but that could be dangerous too. You could twist somebody up a certain way and then they could be like messed up for a whole week, like their neck or something. So play fighting is not recommended. I mean, yeah, like if you're into like athletics and you're wrestling and you know how to wrestle, that's different. I used to wrestle in high school, so that's different. You have to be trained to wrestle, and I still don't know how to wrestle. Like I just did it for fun. I mean, we did it every so often in my weight training class. We would have to wrestle people. I remember hitting my friend Gabby in her face with my elbow, so I wasn't like no professional wrestler. It's like, jabbing here, jabbing there. But as far as, if you love someone, really love them, then you can accept their flaws. accept that, they did something wrong to you. Like Christian's done numerous things wrong to me, but I feel that my friend, my husband, and I didn't want him to give up on me at the time, but he was dysfunctional in the fact that he wasn't meeting my emotional needs, but at the same time, he was looking for a way out so he could just, do his own thing, which is fine because I wasn't never tied up with him. He, whoever he was dealing with, maybe trying to be overly possessive, and then he was like acting like I was doing it. And it's like, no, I don't even care. I don't even have to touch you. But it's like when he's acting dysfunctional, then it makes you act more dysfunctional. Like people don't understand that. Somebody rubs you the wrong way, then you're gonna react a certain way. So some people just aren't good for you because they're gonna make you feel insecure, more insecure, and then some people like also think that you're on the same page when you're not. It's like I'm not on that page. I do me. I'm a loner. I date here and there when I can. And if I have a crush on someone, I'm gonna tell them I have a crush, but that doesn't mean that I am gonna be like devoted to them because a lot of times my crushes didn't work out. So they have to look at it from my point of view. That I've been hurt before with a crush here, a crush there, that just didn't work out. So I'm not gonna put all my eggs in one basket anymore. I'm gonna just live day by day. I'm not gonna be let somebody put me on a shelf to where they put me on a shelf and I feel like they know I love them and I don't know how they feel about me. I'm not they have to sit me down and be like, look, this is the situation. I'm getting out of a bad relationship and I like you. I want to be your side. Like communication is the key because you're not going to sit there and lose his mind. One day, I'm not going to, if I like somebody and I feel like we're not even, we can't even get together, I tried to get together with some people and it's like, and I'm on a bus and it's like, maybe I should have said, yeah, come pick me up, but then when, if somebody cancels the first date, then I'm kind of hesitant, like, I don't know if I should do all that again because I know it's going to be done. So everybody has to be on the same page. And communication is key. If somebody's like leaving you in the dark, okay, well then let them leave you in the dark and just go and be in the light with somebody else. That's my advice. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And if Easter's coming, just any holiday or some holidays that are coming up and stuff, if somebody can't even say, hey, happy Easter, how's your week going? Whether they talk to you or not, it doesn't matter. You still got a life to live. If you put it out there that you like them, they're not fighting, whatever, okay, well, then somebody else is. Show them who is. Anyway, and I'm picky, so it's like if I like you, shit, then, that's rare because I'm picky. But that was just my dating advice for today on you don't have to always have everything in common to get along with your significant other. Love is the key. You just have to be willing to accept them for who they are. And a lot of people have fun. Like, one time my friend mentioned going rollerblading on the beach, and it's like, that's totally me. I had some rollerblades before, but I wasn't on the beach with them. But I was just like, that's totally me. I was just like, oh my God, that sounds so fun. Like, I wish I had someone to go rollerblading on the beach with. And maybe I wouldn't even be able to keep up. But I mean, it's just fun just getting out there and making a fool of yourself, or just, practicing and maybe you could get better. So you don't always have to have every single thing in common because, like, I don't like anime. My kids like anime. I don't. I mean, I do, but I think I don't really, I'm not that into it. Like, I like watching cartoons sometimes, like the cartoon movies, Disney movies. Like, I like Lady and the Tramp and I like all those little Disney movies. I love Beauty and the Beast. I want to see that so bad. I'm going to buy the whole thing for myself when I get my own apartment. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Shao Ramon, a little dating tips might help you kind of open up your eyes to don't be so narrow minded. Like, You could accept somebody who came from a bad home, but you're going to have to work on it. You have to be like therapy mom, you have to, I tried to be everything from my last relationship, but, we were just never on the same page, or, like maybe one day when he grows up, maybe he wants to grow up, but he needs to stop hanging out with people that are immature, and giving him bad advice because he's really gullible. He listens. You don't have to believe everything people tell you because misery loves company. They just want you to be miserable because they're miserable. If you're around happy go lucky people, you're going to be happy. But if you're around misery, you need to just break.